Right, I think we're live now, but we've got no one in the room with us because they're all probably on the waiting on the other one.
Right, so I've just got a message.
But we've got no one in the room with us because they're all probably on the waiting on the other one.
Well, let's hope they switch back over or find this one. Right, so I've just got a message.
But we've got no one in the room with us because they're all probably on the waiting on the other one.
Well, let's hope they switch back over or find this one. Hey, look. Right, so I've just got a message.
Cool.
But we've got no one in the room
Turn the sound on.
with us because they're all probably on the waiting on the other one.
Feedback. Sorry about that, everyone. We had a few technical issues there. My camera wouldn't go horizontal for some reason. Don't know why. So we can start now.
Okay, so PT194 said much better, and Vinny M said that's better, Tony. Auntie Trev said I'm here. And thank you to everyone that posted, just explaining how we turned off the auto rotate things. We're obviously technical experts, but yeah, there we go. And Vinny said, how are you guys this lovely afternoon? Let's go.
Yeah, doing okay now that we're started. We're sort of Mitcham, Hackbridge, Carshalton. It's right on the borders of all three of them where we're starting. And we're obviously going to Selsey, which should take roughly about an hour and 40 minutes-ish.
Amir Brooks said, hello from sunny Wales. Neil Sutton said, hi all. Charlie Manson, I just got the intro screen, but right orientation. And it's all good. Hello again. Hello, Charlie. Auntie Trev said, you were very polite during technical difficulties. I'm very impressed. That's nice. So we've got 26 people joining us at the moment.
Cool. Now, locals that know the way from here to Selsey will probably wonder what way I'm going to go. There are a few road closures, which is the way I would normally go. So it's going to be a bit of a mishmash of a journey to get there.
Well, Amir has just said, Carshalton, you're not going to hit that roundabout, are you?
Yes. Yes, we are. That roundabout, the Rose Hill roundabout, or the other one.
So we're coming up to a roundabout now. It's this little area that we're coming up to is known as the Circle. It's Middleton Road and Greenwright Lane. Yeah, known as the Circle. Great name for a roundabout.
Yeah, I think the roundabout they're referring to there was the little mini roundabout. I think we're not heading for that one. We're heading for Rose Hill roundabout, which is just as bad, probably worse.
So we're driving through the St Helier estate now. It's one of the biggest housing estates in Europe when it was built, with something like 5,000 homes. It's in a very, very similar style to a big estate in West London called the East Acton Estate. We're just coming along. We're in a big green area. Some people actually said this was a plague pit once. It's sort of untouched piece of greenery. I don't think that's true, but you never know. Let's see. Vinny M said, what's the dog's name? Lost my dog a couple of weeks ago. Old age. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Vinny. We're travelling with our dog today, and her name's Pippa, and we've almost had her for a year. Charlie Manson said, my ex comes from this area and my stepdaughter lives near the horrible roundabout near the hospital. That will be.
That will be, yes, to the left of us, and we'll be hitting that in a couple of seconds, couple of minutes.
And that's Rose Hill roundabout that we're coming up to, or we'll be coming up to. It's a lovely sunny day today, but warmer. So just in front of us coming up, you've got a Mecca bingo hall. One of few that are left. Used to be heaving in there, but no one goes anymore. All electronic, but it's still there. I think it might be a listed building. I think a lot of those old 1920s were cinemas, now bingo halls are listed. But yeah, coming up to Rose Hill roundabout now.
Going to go through Sutton, I think. Might be a bit more interesting than the 217.
So the hospital that Charlie referred to, we've just sort of gone by the road that it was on. It's a really big hospital called St Helier, and you can be miles and miles away, but because it's on the top of a hill, you can often see a big white building if you're anywhere in Surrey. And you can actually, funnily enough, I was in the Shard a little while ago, and when you look out from the Shard and you look over to southwest London, you can see that hospital. And I always think you can see the Shard from that hospital for nothing, but from the Shard it costs you 50 quid to get up there just to see the hospital, amongst other things. So let's have a little look. Vinny said, what's the dog's name? We said that. Oh, Mike and Francis said, hello Tony and Sarah, loving the drive. Hello Mike and Francis.
Yeah, hello.
Dennis Pocock said, where are you going today?
We're off to Selsey on the south coast.
And Vinny said, he only mentioned the dog so people don't think you're panting. Pippa, pipe down, love. Good girl.
I was going to say, how did you know we had a dog with us?
So the area that we're coming up to at the moment, on the right, there's a big sports tennis centre in Sutton, which is on our right. You probably can't see it, but it's a big green area. And we're coming up to an area called Angel Hill in Sutton. There's a big church there, and yeah, that's the area where we're coming up to now. Mike and Francis said, does the car get charged at home?
Yes, it does. Yeah, it's just on the drive. I had the car for about maybe 2 months without having a charger at home, and it was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. There ain't enough of them about. I know the government and everyone else wants us to have these electric cars, but they've got to put some more chargers about, ones that actually work as well. Although they're nice cars and that, the infrastructure isn't quite there yet.
Vinny said 58 people watching and only 10 thumbs up. Come on, guys. What's the thumbs up about?
The likes.
Just the
likes.
Baldrick Hornby said hello you two and did some wavy hands. Hello Baldrick.
Hopefully I didn't confuse everyone by not being able to get the camera right and had to start a new stream.
Oh, look at this, Tony, just in front. This bus is 0 emissions.
So is this car.
Charlie Manson said, I've organised 2 Audis to appear in about 15 minutes for you. But being Audi drivers, their reliability could be questionable. Love it.
I'm still waiting for them to get in touch with me, actually, see if they want me to do a review on their cars. That'd be quite nice.
Little bit of trivia for you now. Where you can see all this scaffolding building just in front, there used to be a Burger King there, and it was the first drive-through Burger King, I think, in the country. It was there. It was next to a really old pub, and like everything else, a little bit of land squished to make high-rise flats. That's all that seems to be going.
Too much traffic going down there, so we're gonna have a little shortcut around here. Sorry.
That's all right. Might have scuppered Charlie's plans for the 2 Audis to...
That's why I've done it. Can't handle Audis today.
They've got a big bus garage in front of us. Always advertising for bus drivers. I bet that is probably one of the most stressful jobs.
Yes, I would not
ever.
like that at all.
Yeah. Oh, Florida Driving has said hello from Florida.
Hello.
Hello. I guess it's early morning there. Can't remember before. Yeah. Mike and Francie said you should highlight the Audi indicator juice problem if they do get in touch. Izzy ISC UK, sorry if or Lazzy UK, has said hello. Any thoughts on the 20-mile-per-hour limit in Wales?
It's the same as in London. Ridiculous. Just unnecessary.
And Florida Drive-In has said, yeah, it's not yet 9 AM. Early start for you there. I wonder what it's like in Florida today, if it's sunny. Does the sun always shine?
It's always sunny in Florida, isn't it?
I
Unless they
bet.
have a gal.
Elizabeth Bicknell said, hi, Tony and Sarah.
Hello.
Hi, Elizabeth. I'm sure my dad stayed in Hollywood, Florida once and saw manatees in the sea, I think. Dennis Pocock said, yeah, bus driving is very stressful, but I've given up now. I drove in Surrey and Berkshire, not in London, thank goodness. Mind you, I bet Surrey and Berkshire was stressful enough. Florida Driving said, always sunny. We've got some clouds and afternoon thunderstorms coming. Lots of Robin Hood references on this road. Robin Hood Health Centre, Robin Hood Pub. I think it's Robin Hood Lane as well. Wonder why that is. Just a little cluster of Robin Hoody things. Vinnie M said, I used to be a taxi driver, but I hated people talking behind my back. Very good. Very good, Vinnie. So Florida Drive-In has said, is this the new dash cam?
No, this is through my phone.
And Elizabeth Bicknell said, so loved these live videos, glad you got it going. That's very kind of you, Elizabeth.
Yeah, the equipment at the moment is the, wow, you want to cut that a little bit more, is the iPhone 14 Pro Max, so relatively new iPhone.
So we've kind of gone round Sutton town centre, round the back way, and we're now sort of at the top of Sutton. You've got council offices and a library, which I think is going to be redeveloped into housing as well. I think. I'm sure I read that somewhere. Quite a lot of churches at the top of Sutton.
Now, regulars of the program of the channel will know this junction here coming up. It's pretty much always on there.
Oh wow, I've just seen that what used to be a nightclub has been bulldozed as well there. I bet that'll be more flats. So we're coming up to Sutton Police Station. It used to be a tiny little building, well, smallish, which has remained there. Incredibly unusual because most London police stations have actually been sold off. But instead of selling it off, they've kept it and they've built a huge police station at Sutton. I think it's called Patrick Dunn House, after a policeman who lost his life, I think, in South London, probably 25 plus years ago. I think that's roughly right. We've also got a massive B&Q that we've just gone by, and again, planning permission's just been given for that to be pulled down, and I think it's going to be home for another 900 homes, something like that. Happens everywhere. Ella's Den said, safe journey, peeps. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're just coming up to Sutton train station, just on the left. "25 minutes into London, not bad." Some nice little independent restaurants at this end of Sutton. Ella's Den said, "You're most welcome." And Mike and Francis asked, "Are you staying over in Selsey?" James.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, we are for a couple of nights.
James Friary asked where we were off to, and Dennis replied, "They're going to Selsey." Oh, thank you. Mike and Francis said, "Very good commentary, Sarah." You're very kind.
She's very good at talking. Like most women are. Yeah, if you don't know where Selsey is, it's down on the south coast, near Bognor Regis.
I think it's the most southern part, or most southern peninsula. So if you're in Selsey and you're standing on Selsey Beach and you look in front of you, you see the Isle of Wight on a clear day.
On a clear day,
on
yeah.
a clear day. So you, with your back to the mainland, looking out to sea, you have Portsmouth and Southampton on your right and Bognor on the left. It's a lovely part of the world. Quite controversial area locally that we're going to be coming up to shortly. It's the very top of Sutton before you sort of move further on to Cheam, Epsom, and you're getting further out that way. It's the site of the old Sutton Hospital, which was really big. There was an awful lot of local health services there, and the land was sold. Part of it's been taken over, I think, by the Marsden that were also on that site. Part of it's now become a school, and they're going to downgrade the hospital that we spoke about earlier, St Helier Hospital. They're taking the A&E department away from there, and they're going to relocate the majority of hospital services to a brand new hospital on the site of this old one. It's been very controversial locally, but apparently that's going to go ahead. And on the same road as that, if you carried on down, it were just going by on your left, are the local prisons, High Down and Downview. Don't know a lot about them, but I think one's for girls and one's for boys. Or, well, not children, but you know, a male, female and a female one. James said, enjoy yourselves. Florida said, well, she's got a lovely voice to listen to. So there you go.
They're ganging up on me.
Thank you so much for that. And Mike and Francis said, what womanism? Dennis said, no bad language in front of Sarah, Tony.
I will try. Can't guarantee it. There might be an Audi in front of me sometimes.
And the Devil's Highway said, hi all. Hi.
Hello.
Right back at you. And Mike and Francis said, when do you expect to arrive in Selsey?
I haven't put the sat nav on because I pretty much know where I'm going, but it's normally about an hour and 40 minutes from here ish, depending on the traffic and roadworks and all of that sort of stuff.
AP said, I challenge anyone to drive through Birmingham without swearing.
Oh yeah, I've been through Birmingham a few times.
Scarecrow said, my missus lives down this road. I tried to get her to run out and give us a wave. Next time. So the road that we're on at the moment, correct me if I'm wrong, Tone, I'm sure you would, is known as the Mad Mile.
It is. It's a 60-mile-an-hour road. We're doing 40 at the moment because 2 people are blocking up the road.
Do you know, years ago when I used to drive, I don't drive anymore, I remember in my first car, a little Fiesta, my radiator went down. Was it my clutch? Might have been both went on this road. Oh, it wasn't very nice. But yeah, the Mad Mile. Elizabeth said, and Sarah is very pretty as we got a shot of her at the beginning. Oops, I might have done something trying to rotate that camera. It probably wasn't me you saw, it was probably something else, Elizabeth, but thank you, I'll take that compliment, thank you. I think we lost connection there, but Gabor had just said, the lovely Mad Mile. Mike and Francis said, our first car was a terracotta brown Fiesta. The one that I had, it was a bright orange one. And I even remember the reg. Can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I remember the reg of my first Fiesta.
I haven't had anything for breakfast. She hasn't fed me today, so I'm going to be even more grumpier than normal.
Pretty grumpy when that live drive went wrong a little while ago. Don't know if anyone clocked that. But anyway. Anyone who drives anywhere without swearing is not paying attention to the road, says Vinny.
We had the Devil's Highway on, did we? Not working today.
I don't know.
He works around this area.
Devil's Highway. Okay.
Sure, he works around this area. If it's the same one that I know of.
Elizabeth said, Tony grumpy, never.
Exactly.
Everything's so lovely and green at the moment. Give it a couple of weeks and it'll be leaves everywhere, autumn colours. Derek Nolan said, hi both, love your videos. Have you ever had a subject, a special person, from one of your videos message you?
Yeah, yes. I've had 3 people admit that was them in the video. None of them having a go at me, really. They tried to explain what they'd done wrong and why they did it and everything, which is fair enough. I mean, it wasn't massively, you know, it wasn't something that they did massively wrong. It was just a little me nitpicking, really. But they noticed themselves on the channel and got in touch.
Charlie Manson has said, my first car reg was LOV 696P. I scrapped the car, but you couldn't retain numbers easily back in the 1980s. A blue Mark III Cortina 2 litre. You would have loved that, wouldn't you?
I would have, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Charles Manson? The
Charlie Manson.
Charlie Manson, right? I was going to say, like the guy that's in prison.
Globus Hystericus said, Audi Doody. Very good. Like that one. Vandershell Batten, I apologise now if I pronounce your name wrong. Oh, by the way, just on the left, we've just gone by a little prep school called Abadur, but further along here on the left, they sell chickens. I remember every time we go by, yeah, you can go in there. Yeah, you know, not like, you know, oven ready.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go in and you can buy eggs and chickens if you ever fancied that. If we didn't have foxes where we lived, I'd love to do that. I really would. Sorry about that. Vandershell, so apologies if I've pronounced your name wrong. I've watched you from the Middle East. If you think driving is wacky in England, imagine the wild Middle East.
Yeah,
I got with them a few years ago. Uncle Charlie, the American chappie, passed away. IDP, a red Morris Ital with a black vinyl roof. And Vandershell Batten said, and I drive an Audi in the UK.
Oh.
Mike and Francis said, with home charging, how do you stop others using your electricity?
You can turn it off from like the fuse board if you wanted to, but it takes so long to charge. You know, someone's not really going to park on your drive and plug it in, because they'll be there for like, you know, 8 hours or so to actually charge up the car. So you know, you probably don't need to worry about that sort of thing, really. I always thought that when you see all these cars all plugged in the street, what's stopping people taking the plugs out? But they are actually locked in. When you lock your car, the plug in. But on these charging points, they've got an emergency stop, and people go past and hit the emergency stop, and you can't charge, and the charger's out of action for ages. So that's something else that they need to look into as well, because to reset it, you have to phone the actual firm to get them to reset it. Now normally we would be going right here, but that road down there to the right is blocked off. It was closed yesterday. I was down there yesterday and it was closed, so we're going a different way. We've got to go into Reigate.
Oh.
Just so people know, you know, I'm not going in the wrong direction on by mistake.
I think we're in like Kingswood area now, Kingswood, Tadworth, that kind of area, aren't we?
Yep.
So Charlie has said, I got pulled and fined £25 for changing the spacing on that Cortina registration to read LOV 69 6P. So my first reg was VPN22Y. We've just gone by a lovely little church. It looks like something was going on in there. I'm not sure if that was a wedding. Perfect weather for it. You don't realise how hilly some places are actually, do you? It's quite hilly round here. Kind of bypassed Epsom. There's another way that you can go where you go over Epsom Downs near the race course, and if you are ever looking for a free view of London, oh my word, there's a free car park opposite Epsom Downs and you get the most amazing panoramic view. You can see right into London one way, right out to Heathrow the other. Yeah, lovely view. Fantastic on firework night. There were 49 people still.
Cool.
I'm probably one of them because I'm reading this. So,
can I ask, did anyone get any adverts in the middle of this, or when you started the when you logged on? Because YouTube's being a little bit funny with me at the moment again.
Vinny said no.
No.
And RJMFTE said nope. Charlie Manson said I'm premium, so I don't see them.
Right, yeah.
Dennis Pocock said no adverts, but I keep losing you. And Mike and Francis said never saw any ads, Tony.
Okay, cool.
And Vander Shellbatten said it looks like everyone is driving with patience today. I haven't got any advertising at all. Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know. I'll explain in a video that I do that YouTube are messing about with the monetization of the channel again, like they did before. So you're losing all your views, and the little bit of money that they do give you, you don't get.
So I'm pretty sure we're coming up to where if you took a wrong turn, you would end up on the M25, wouldn't you? Yeah,
You don't want to be.
So when I drove, never used to, and yeah, I nearly got on the M25 by mistake once going down here. All very stressful, but never mind. And Mike and Francis said no numpties so far then.
Not yet.
And Time Lord 74 said hello all. And Mike and Francis said hello Time Lord. So yeah, there's the M25 down there on the left, and we're going over the M25 right now, and traffic's moving nicely in both directions. So now we're taking that this turn off to go into Reigate, so we'll be at the top of Reigate Hill now. And it's very, very steep hill, easy to drive down. If you don't hit it right, some little bits of it are really difficult to drive back up.
And depending on what setting I've got my regeneration button on, I get 3 miles put back into the range on this hill. You just take your foot off the accelerator and let it just go down on its own, and it all comes back into the battery, the power, a bit like an old dynamo sort of thing.
Our daughter and son-in-law were driving down this road once and saw someone staggering worse for wear in the very late just along the road, and they stopped, and this person was basically absolutely plastered, weren't they?
His face, yeah.
And he lived in one of these little side roads. They managed to help get him home, and I think he practically collapsed when he got home. Thought it was a big joke, but on this road you really, I don't even think he was on the pavement side. That was the thing. He was walking along, but yeah, he survived to live another day.
Speed camera reported ahead.
And Vandershell Batten said, gorgeous day for a drive. I have to constantly tell family and friends that it does not always rain in England. There's Reigate Manor Hotel just on the right that we've gone by. Very popular for weddings and conferences, that kind of thing. Not too easy to get to if you're on public transport though. And Time Lord 74 said, lovely day today. Sure is. You're right, Pip. Just coming down to near where the station is now, there's a level crossing coming up ahead. This Reigate station. Mike and Francis said 18 degrees in sunny Manchester.
We're 19 at the moment, so the car is saying.
Like a big one-way system in Reigate. If anyone's aware of the area.
Where the hell is this idiot going?
There's a little
There was
bit
one.
lost.
One idiot so far turned right from the middle lane.
Reigate College on your right. Mike and Francis said, you have your own. No, not anymore. I don't drive anymore. Into Reigate town centre now. It's lovely, really nice. Reminds me of East Grinstead with that building in the middle as well. Lots and lots of lovely little independent shops. Lee Jackson said, hi, could you say hello to my son Elliot? Always an Elliot.
Hello, Elliot. Always an Elliot.
Charlie Manson said, we got one. Van der Schell Batten said, classic. Florida Drive-In said, why did you stop driving, if I may ask? And Peter Lafleur said, just came back from Selsey. Weather's lovely and I'm confident my son will pass his test. Is that his theory or his practical, Peter? So just going through this way, through Reigate, sort of towards the left, you'd go up to an area called Woodhatch. And that used to be, they used to have in Woodhatch the headquarters of Canon, the camera and copier people. And the building they built probably 20 odd years ago, it was amazing, state of the art. It was just fantastic. I think even the concrete won awards. The windows used to open according to the temperature. You didn't have to do anything. And apparently that's just been sold to Surrey County Council, so they've taken it over. So yeah, I'm sure that's of interest to absolutely no one. But I used to work there and I found out yesterday. I was like, oh wow, really? Lee Jackson said, superb, thank you. So yeah, as you saw going through, Reigate is lovely. It's very picturesque, really, really nice. Florida driving. I stopped driving because I was the ultimate nervous driver. I didn't like driving at all. I don't actually think I was a very good driver either.
You weren't bad, actually. Yeah. And I'm quite judgy.
Yeah.
You wasn't a bad driver at all. You just had no confidence.
But do you know what? When I'd be in the car with you and I'd listen to you getting quite upset with other drivers doing whatever they were doing, and I'd sit there thinking, I do that.
Well, you didn't do it when I was in the car with you.
So yeah, I just kind of thought, know your limitations. Driving wasn't my thing. I do really miss it, even though I only did local driving. I think I drove to the coast once, and God, that nearly finished me. It was just didn't like it. Maybe twice actually. I think I drove you to a competition once in Eastbourne, and I think I drove a little bit in Glasgow actually.
Yeah.
In Loch Lomond, and then once.
She drove my car in Loch Lomond.
Yeah.
Because I was intoxicated, I suppose, is the word.
So you wouldn't have criticised me then if you were that tipsy.
No,
you probably couldn't see what I was doing.
Grateful for the lift.
I remember the indicator stick thing came off in that Eastbourne one.
Yeah.
First time I drove. I can't think of anything I'd least like to do.
Yeah, the actual lever of the indicator came off, and it wasn't an Audi neither.
Volvo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Phoebe Berenger, I'm sorry, I've probably pronounced that wrong, I'm sure. Sorry, V8 Berenger. I miss London. Big salute from Madeira Island. Oh, yay. That's cool. Peter Lafleur said, it's his practical. We got a late cancellation, but it sounds like his instructor can't make that date, so might have to wait. I took him round Selsey, Goodwood, Chichester and surrounding. Lovely. That's really nice. Charlie Manson said Glasgow driving is mental. And Van der Schell said, I used to own a Volvo there. Haha. Mike and Francis asked Charlie if he lives in Glasgow. Now, what I will say now, we're going to start going in and out of country areas. I wouldn't be surprised if throughout this we start
losing a bit of signal.
Yeah, so bear with us, and if I can work out how to connect, I'm sure I'll press the right part of the screen and not switch the camera around accidentally or anything like that. So Mike and Francis have said that they're both from Glasgow. Cool. When we went, Mike and Francis, we stayed on a sheep farm in Loch Lomond, and it was owned by a lady called Annie Lennox.
Not the singer. Not
the singer, no. But yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, it really was.
I think it was the year that Princess Diana died. 97. Yeah, 97 we went there. Or actually, no, it would have been early 1998 we went there, because we went in February. And it was, we weren't there that long, but it was one of the nicest holidays we had. I think 2 channels on the telly, a piano,
and a
fire. Yeah. And even back then, and that was the generation of Sega Mega Drives and Ninja Turtles and all that kind of thing, and you just thought, what we're going to do, what will they do? They'll be so bored. But they loved it as well. Really good. Peter Lafleur said, are you taking the A3 down or the A29?
A29.
Charlie said, no, from Cumbria. Lived various places up and down the west coast up to Stranraer. I've just moved from Cambridge to Yorkshire recently. I've family in and around Glasgow. You all right, Pip? What's that? Good girl. Good girl.
Yeah, might do the A3 on the way back in a couple of days' time.
There's a good girl.
I've had no breakfast this morning, and Sarah has just eaten a whole sandwich in front of me without offering me one little bit of it.
I did offer you a
Bang
bit.
out of order. That's Box Hill. I think we lost you there for a bit, but that's because of Box Hill, this massive great big hill to our right, I think, so the signal's going to be a bit iffy round here, to say the least.
Mike and Francis said the traffic in Glasgow can be bad at rush hour, as with anywhere. And then they said, cruel Sarah. That might have been about the sandwich, not sure.
Yeah.
Peter Lafleur said, love the A29, absolute non-stop road from Ockley to Fontwell, apart from Billinghurst. I love going through Ockley, reminds me of Dibley. Van der Schell said, I love the Cambridge, Suffolk area. I spent 12 years there when I was stationed at RAF Lakenheath. Oh wow, I've been past that when I went to visit my friend. It was huge. It just went on for, it felt like it went on forever, ever. Just like a totally self-sufficient town, yeah. Charlie Manson said, I feel your pain, Tony. Cruelty by starvation, mate. Oh, don't you worry, Charlie. I bet you we'll make up for it later.
I could do with losing a few ounces, though. Or is that stone? I keep getting them mixed up.
You and your maths. Elizabeth said, when I watch your vids and see the impatient drivers, I always say, better to be a bit late in this life than early in the than too early in the next. That's so true.
Yeah.
So true. So another area that well, we're coming up, first of all, we're coming up to the Dorking roundabout at the moment. You can probably see the big cockerel in the middle of the roundabout. Oh, look at that.
And
lovely
lots of traffic.
So had we have gone the other way off of this roundabout, which would have been the third exit, second exit would have been Dorking High Street, where you've got Dorking Halls, where they have you know, shows, cinema, tribute acts, that sort of thing. But if you'd taken the third, you would have been at Denby's Wine Estate. Again, an area of outstanding natural beauty and wine. But again, that's lovely. You can just go there and have a wander around. They've got a little train that not a train, you know, run these little little truck things. Don't know what I'd call it, but anyway, you can have a little trip round the wine estate. And they sell wine in there called Rose Hill. I should get that for you for the roundabout.
For the roundabout, yeah.
Coffee flavoured apples said, hello, where are we off to today, or are we coming back from somewhere? So we're off to Selsey on the south coast in West Sussex.
We've missed all the titles gone on the post, because we had to start it all again. So people don't know where we're going. It's got no information on it.
So yeah, we're off for a few days in Selsey. Charlie Manson said, I'm ex-RAF, and the military transport offices used to have posters of crash service cars and better to be dead late than dead early. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm sure it was Lakenheath that I went by. I remember going there by coach. So I went to Suffolk by coach and going through, I'm sure it was Lakenheath. And it was like a totally self-sufficient little town, well, big town. So I guess that must have been the Air Force base then. Wonder what that was like to live in. Charlie would know. Coffee flavoured apple said, "Oh, I hope you enjoy yourselves." Thank you very much. So this road isn't normally this slow, but
No.
I see a big yellow truck there.
Well, have a look on the sat nav. There's
Taking its
roadworks
time.
apparently.
Oh yeah, I see it. I thought we were waiting behind that yellow truck, but we're not, are we? We're waiting behind everything.
Coffee flavoured apples. Where did you get that name from?
It's not supposed to be toffee flavoured apples.
Was it toffee?
No, it is coffee. But you'll always remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love to know. Van der Schell said, RAF Lakenheath and RAF Mildenhall are close by, within a few miles of each other. Ah, so I probably went by one literally straight after the other. So what is this? Is it roadworks? Do you know anything about what's going on?
I don't know. I knew the ones back there, but it's according to the sat nav. Look, there's roadworks there. That geezer there, and that one. This goes quite a way.
Mm-hmm. So on the sat nav.
Watch out. Roadworks reported on the road ahead.
There we go.
Uh-huh.
Bit late, mate.
So, you know, on the sat nav, you got the little person with the
hard
builder's hard hat
Yeah.
on. And then on the same road, you've got a triangle with an exclamation mark. What's that then?
I don't know what that one means on there.
And then you've got another one, a red one, that looks like, oh, that's traffic. That's little
Traffic, yeah.
cars. I thought it was little teeth. Oh, I see, yeah. Van der Schell said, if it was off the A1065, then it was Lakenheath. Ah, Florida Driving said the triangle one could be an accident.
Could be.
Guess we'll find out soon. Or a stalled vehicle.
I don't know what the triangle actually means on Waze. Anyone know what that means?
Is that what we're on? Waze?
That's Waze there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Coffee flavoured apples said, I wanted a name that made people think, that's interesting. I wonder what that would taste like. I think
coffee, I guess.
I think actually, you know, you did exactly, it's done exactly that, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Try that later. I bet that's something that not many people have ever done, dunked an apple in the coffee.
Is that a new business plan now?
Hey. A few white fans ahead. It's Jay said, good morning from the States and good afternoon to those from the UK.
Morning.
Morning. Whereabouts in the States are you? It's Jay. And Van der Schell said, if you're ever up that way, I'll give you a tour. I'm an F-15 subject matter expert. That's really kind of you. Class 387 Productions said, where are you? Yeah, so we've just literally gone through the roundabout at the bottom of Dorking High Street, and we've taken a left and we're going up a hill.
We're on the
now.
A24 in Dorking, miles out of your way. Yeah, Dorking Golf Club.
Dorking Golf Club. That's where we did,
I
yeah.
did, yeah.
Mr. I've had no breakfast.
Yeah, I haven't.
No.
That wasn't breakfast.
No, Bar of Galaxy doesn't count as breakfast, does it? So Peter Lafleur said, yes, it's going to drop in and out a lot as the way he's going. It's quite a bad signal. So hopefully you'll be able to bear with us. Duck out of this on my phone and go in again because the signal on my phone is really bad, and I suddenly couldn't see anything. So if anyone's commented, bear with me, because what we do, you see, Tony's actually really good. He does keep his eyes on the driving rather than the sat nav and phone, and I watch this feed, or I watch the live journey on my phone so that I can see the questions coming up. One of the followers actually, when we first did this, suggested doing that because I was trying to read from the camera doing the live feed. Yeah, and when you do that, the
messages disappear really quick.
Yeah. So let me just tap this in. London dash cam. The YouTube. Where are we? London dash cam. The London dash cam.
Yeah.
Live. Live. Where are we? Nearly there.
So it's not just London as well that they've changed the speed limits on. This used to be a 60-mile-an-hour road, and now 50 for some strange reason. And yet, similar road further down the road here is 70. It don't make no sense. It's still a double, 2-lane dual carriageway. But here it's 50. Down the road it's 70. Crazy.
So we're just going through Homewood, and on the. That's not it, is it? I remember on this road there was a place called the Holly and Laurel Emporium, and they sold all these really unusual sort of reclaimed furniture, unusual things for gardens. We stopped there a couple of times. Really good to browse around. Well, I thought so. I don't think you did, Tony, but I really enjoyed it. Van der Schell said, I've never prayed so hard for an Audi not to do something crazy. Mike and Francis said, just enjoying a lovely corned beef sandwich, Tony. Yum, yum. Yeah, so there's that Holly and Laurel Emporium on the right there. If ever you were looking for something really unusual for your home, it's the place to go. James Fryery said, we live in Croatia and have the same problems with Audi and BMW drivers. Charlie Manson said, Tony, the Audi drivers are calling round their mates trying to get £10 for fuel and someone with a licence. Smiley laughing face. They will sleep. Just coming up to Meg still come on?
Misty
Not
Cat.
Misty Cat, that was it.
I haven't heard of it. I assume it's a him. Don't know. For a little while.
Nudygate always makes me laugh when I see the name of that town. Nudygate and Capel we're coming up to. Lovely little village green on the left. Van der Schell laughed as well. And we're off on the road that says we're on our way to Ockley. Bognor Regis 34 miles, so about that distance to Selsey. So that's only down the road. So when we go through Ockley, I don't know if it will show because of the screen, but I said earlier, it always really reminds me of Dibley. It just looks so lovely. We've never stopped there, but there's a village green, and in the summer you see them playing cricket on the green, and some absolutely gorgeous old houses that I don't know, I wouldn't like to guess how old they are, probably a couple of 100 years old, maybe, but it's just lovely. Just a couple of little shops and a pub. Van der Schell said, my Audi has 605 bhp, so I try to drive with a little common sense because it can go bad so fast with that much, in a Clarkson voice, horsepowers.
I think that is a lot of the trouble with the Audis. They are so fast. People tend to use it without really knowing what they're doing.
I never really ever understood why cars were built, you know, like not racing cars, obviously, but run-of-the-mill cars. Oh, that's an unusual one. Built and designed to go at like 100+ miles an hour if you're not allowed to drive at that. I never really understood.
Well, cars
that.
are getting faster and faster, and speed limits are getting lower and lower at the moment.
So what's the point? You know, I just don't understand it. And I know people say it's about acceleration, but it's like, well, I don't know. Peter Lafleur said, I used to love horse riding. Oh, sorry. Obviously not horse riding. I'll start reading that again. I'm thinking horsepower. So sorry. So Peter Lafleur said, I used to love riding from Croydon to that green before I passed my test, and had a moped on a Sunday when they played cricket. Oh, I bet that was really nice. Are you all right, Pip? Van der Schell said, one word, Autobahn. All right, sweetie. Okay. It's okay. Good girl. There we are. this little stretch of road that we're coming up to now must bring some nice memories back for Peter. The only unfortunate thing is that I think the signal is bad, so I think this is going to look quite blurry, which is a shame. Sun's bright, isn't it? Glary.
Yeah. Can't see the screen at all. Not that I'm looking, but I can just see reflection hitting me back.
I think the other thing that always strikes me, you know, when you go for we go for these little drives, the number of really, really lovely little pubs, but you've got to drive to them. So I don't know. I'm sure the majority of people that go have a nominated driver, but
I'm sure a few of them don't know.
Yeah, I really do. I do wonder quite often. Van der Schell said, I drove it at full chap and learned that I'm good in lane 2 with the cruise control engaged. Elizabeth Bicknell said, my daughter and son-in-law has an electric Cupra. Charlie Manson said, memories of travelling at 130 miles an hour on the autobahn and you see flashing lights behind you as something is approaching. 180 is that? Oh wow. And Peter said, yeah, it does. I got pulled over for speeding on the said moped just to your right. And Van der Schell laughed as well. I think that's the thing with this drive. There are loads of different little turnings and ways that you can go, aren't there? We've taken a similar route to here, where it must have been further back. We would have you go one route where you go through this way, and then another where we did a left, where was it a pub called the Owl?
Right at the Owl.
Right, yeah.
And then you come out on this road further down here.
Yeah.
How many have we got in the car with us?
We've got 36 people in the car with us today, this afternoon.
And the dog.
And a dog. Yeah. Who's been exceptionally well behaved.
I'm still looking at better equipment to actually make this quality better. I don't know if anyone's got any suggestions of what I can do to stop it bouncing around for starters, but not maybe go through the phone if there's something else that I can use instead of the phone.
So we just went past a sign that said we're in West Sussex now. So we're in the right county for Selsey, but still a fair way off. So Van der Schell said, I had it at 190 miles an hour and my nerves were on edge. So I said, no, 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 and dropped down to a manageable 100 miles an hour, like all the pensioners. in the far right lane, just like nature intended. James Fryery said, are we there yet?
God, here we go.
And Charlie Manson said, and the cat on my lap. Hey. Oops, sorry, Pip. And that was the nose on your phone, wasn't it? Sorry, darling. There you go. Not much to talk about along here.
Nah,
I feel like you should start singing Country Roads or something like that, Tony.
yeah, right.
I think you should. Tony's actually got a very good singing voice. I can't sing, but I can whistle.
Don't whistle a copyrighted tune.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. So we watch YouTube videos in the evening, and there's a couple that I've been watching recently who have been on a cruise. You know, Brian and Pearl, and it showed them leaving a little town in their cruise. Basically, it went to the Norwegian fjords, and when you go to a port called Olden, as you leave, the locals all come out and they play music. So Time to Say Goodbye and something else, and I can't remember, 3 really popular songs anyway. And because they were getting done for copyright, lovely Pearl just sings the songs over it. It was one of the funniest, best things that I'd seen on one of those videos. But I digress. We're coming into Clemsville, and the signal might be going again. It looks a bit blurry. Vander said, Isle of Wight. Auntie Trev said, are we there yet, Dad? Charlie Manson said, can I stop? I need a wee. Charlie Manson said, Auntie Trev keeps putting their things on my side of the seat. Reminds me when our kids were little. I remember one saying, they're breathing near me.
Yeah.
He's got a bigger chip than me. When his dinner served up. Coffee Flavoured Apple said, passed my theory test yesterday, first time as well, so I'm one step closer to being a proper driver.
Who was that?
Coffee Flavoured Apple.
Oh, right.
Well done. School. I reckon that must be a private, very tucked away from everywhere school.
Oh, look, deep joy. Look at these lot all holding everyone up. Oh.
Van der Shell said, out frickin' standing, Audi for you. Charlie said, well done, Coffee. And Coffee Flavoured Apple said thank you. We're in an area now called Slinfold. Auntie Trev said, what road are you on, Tony?
This is the A29. I'm not sure what the name of the road is actually, but the number is the A29.
And we're coming up to an area on this road called Five Oaks. Charlie Manson said, Tony, next time you look in the mirror, picture an angry kid sitting there. If you remember the videos. Peter Lafleur said, coming up to a Sotheby's auction house. Oh yeah, I remember. I went to Sotheby's a few weeks ago. It was really good up in Bond Street. I went and saw the Freddie Mercury exhibition. It was the pre-auction show of all his possessions. It's quite amazing.
So if I do look in my rearview mirror, I can see a shitting Peugeot that's right up my jacksie.
Class 387 Productions said, on est là on. I think that's French. I don't know what I was speaking, but it looks like whatever she wrote was in French. Don't know. Just SUV building there. What does SUV stand for? Something utility vehicle? Shiny new utility vehicle? Auntie Trev, Charlie Manson, a butt plug. I've seen that on the Angry Kid video. Coffee Flavoured Apples. Was thinking of getting an Audi baton, but unfortunately I've learned how to use the indicators, and I would have a license. Florida Drive-In Sport Utility Vehicle. Thank you. Charlie Manson said, yep, Angry Kid will be driving by now, and most likely in a sweary word, Peugeot. It's not a really sweary word, but Florida Driving said, I learned the wiper fluid trick from you. What's the wiper fluid trick? Is that when you squirt people with your windscreen wipers?
Wiper or indicator?
Wiper fluid. So coming up, the sign says Bognor Regis, Pulborough, Billinghurst. Billinghurst is lovely. I think they've done a lot of redevelopment.
Yeah, this is all new around here.
Yeah. My friend's daughter moved out here recently. And a Greg's.
Greg's, get me a sandwich.
There you go. Get you a vegan sausage roll.
No, I don't
They are
want a
lovely.
vegan one.
Where are we? Florida driving, yes, when they were up your butt too close. Do you remember that time?
Indeed. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, put the old wipers on, spray them.
Peter LaFleur said, you used to have to drive through the town before they built the new A29. And yes, the estate is new. That's why what Peter said about you had to drive through the town, I think we used to go through that when we first started coming to Selsey 15 or so years ago. When we first started going to Selsey, the Hindhead Tunnel hadn't been built.
No.
So the direction was the same, but the route is different. I remember that, Peter. Lovely little town. Charlie Manson said, I used to set one of my screen washers to go right over the car for those who were too close. That's quite funny. Resel said, your dog is doing well. RJRs would have been chewing up the windows to get out. Oh. Yeah, she has been very good. She's travelled in the car quite a few times, so she's a bit panting quite a bit today. I think it's a bit warm, but she's had some water. Yeah, I think she's fine. I think she's used to having her afternoon nap, and I don't think she's napping properly because there's too much going on. But she's doing very well. Elizabeth said, watching on the TV and phone, the phone is much clearer. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, and it looks like this roundabout, I don't know what this roundabout is, but
It's a roundabout.
yeah. Billingshurst, another little sign there for another route in.
Can you see yet?
So Milstead on Movies said passing through Billinghurst. So we've sort of gone on the roundabouts to the side of it, but we're not going through it today. But yeah, we've gone next to it kind of thing. Whoever's here looks after their grass verge.
Yeah, unlike the road, tractor up there that's dropping shit everywhere. I mean mud on the road everywhere.
6-acre farm gone by. Good girl. Good girl. You are. Yes, you are. Right. Charlie said, in the early 70s, when we were going on a car trip, 5 kids, mum and dad, in a Morris Minor, our dad banned all drinking after about 7 p.m. the night before, so he didn't have to stop for toilet breaks. Oh, that's really funny.
Everyone was dehydrated when you got to your destination though.
Elizabeth said, take a picture of dipping your toes in the sea. Could do that, Tone.
You don't want a picture of Sarah's toes, they're all manky.
Not like your nicely pedicured
Exactly.
trotters. tractor at the moment, but he's doing a fair old speed.
He's not doing too bad.
He'd be breaking a... Ooh. Hepworth. Craft beer at its best. Brinsbury College on the right. I think that's an agricultural college, I think. Acorn Training Centre on the left. Don't know what that was about. Mike and Francis said, is it sand or shingle at Selsey? Funnily enough, it's a bit of both. It was all stones. But about, I'm going to say 10 years ago, they did a lot of sea defence works. Oh look, number 73 bus. Oh, I do love a route master. Yeah, they regularly, they call it recharging the beach, where they literally pump sand onto the beach to try and make it a sandy beach. So you've got a real mixture of sand, stone, shingle, and if you go on the east side of Selsey, called East Beach, interestingly enough, some of the beach is actually oyster shells, literally. A fair old stretch, no sand, no stones, just a beach made of shells. It's an RSPB area, sort of near Pagham Harbour, Church Norton. Coffee Flavoured Apple said, when Tony said, can you see the sea yet? It reminded me of the days and the family went to the beach. Me and the family went to the beach, yeah. Charlie Manson said, it was hell in the summer, but I got fresh air from the hole in the front passenger floor well, where I'd get put for arguing with my sister. Health and safety, 1970s style. I remember being in a car with my dad. Mind you, I smoked when I drove as well. And in the winter, you'd wind the windows up to keep the warm in, and they'd be puffing away. You can't believe it now, can you? Mark Lavis said, hi, hello Tony and Sarah from sunny Dorset.
Hello.
Hello, Mark. Auntie Trev said, my mum and dad took a large glass sweet jar when we went for a drive. Mum, dad and 3 sons. There were no toilet breaks. He just had to use the tinkle jar.
Oh, nice.
All right, Pip. Good girl. All right, sweet. So we're coming into Pulborough now. Got a decent sized Sainsbury's on the left. Pulborough Rugby Football Club by the looks of it as well. Selling prime Dexter burgers. What on earth is a Dexter burger?
Don't know, but I could do with one.
Good girl, Pip.
Cool.
I think there's a Land Rover place coming up here. Is it a Land Rover? Range Rover?
Yeah.
On the left.
And a speed camera, the only speed camera on this journey, unless they've put new ones up since we've done it before, but that's the only speed camera on the journey.
You know, in this Range Rover garage, Land Rover Range Rover garage that we're going by,
And Bentley behind it over there.
and they've got no prices in the windows
How
of
funny.
the cars.
Yeah,
I
they
bet-
must be free.
I reckon they cost more than the mortgage left on our. I reckon. Small
small.
mortgage bills.
See, and then you got Bentleys that are even more expensive.
Yeah. I've got an Oyster card. So on your left we got a big Tesco's. Oh, there was a price in that one, but I didn't see it. Did you?
It was a lot of money.
Yeah. Nicholas Ball said, to all you watching from foreign countries, this in Britain is an A road, in other words, a major route. We do have some bigger roads, we call them motorways. Clive said, hello, me and my wife love your videos. All the best to you both from Gloucestershire. Thank you, Clive.
Thank you.
All the best to you and your wife too. Mr. Phil 9999 sent you a picture of a burger. It looks to me like a double stacked cheese kind of, yeah.
I'm hungry. I'm going to start eating the steering wheel in a minute.
Take you into McDonald's and I dare you to ask for a Whopper. Peter Lafleur said yes. Florida Driving said, is it just me or does anybody else apologise to their car when they hit a pothole so hard? Laugh out loud. Peter Lafleur said, this bit ahead is a new single lane. Mark Lavis said, they can't fit the telephone number prices across the windscreens. I think you're right there, Mark. Yeah. Coffee Flavoured Apples said, I apologise as a passenger, Florida Driving. Spot of traffic here.
Yeah, more roadworks. The little men's hats.
Yeah. I can't remember if there isn't a level crossing up here, is there?
No.
No. Charlie Manson said, if you have to ask the price, you can't afford it. And Florida Driving did big smiley face. Peter Lafleur said, the hillside landslip when we had bad weather. Wow.
This looks like really good phasing lights up here for this roadworks.
There used to be a really big sort of leaning over tree on this road. There's a hotel coming up on the left, but I think that's been felled. You might not have seen it because you don't see that sort of thing really when you're driving, but it was a really just sort of unusual. It went over the whole road, but I can't see that. So there's 40 odd people still with us in the car, and I think, not sure, Charlie Manson might still have his cat with him. Hope so. Milstead on the Move said, the drive looks really pleasant. I may have to experience it one day soon. Oh wow.
What are they
What is
doing
this?
here?
So this is what Peter
Watch
must
out.
have mentioned about the
Roadworks
new
reported
single
on the
lane.
road
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh wow.
Why? I suppose it must be a weak bridge or something.
So that's the bit where I remember the tree, and Peter might remember that. I wonder if a lot of it has slipped. I don't know. Auntie Trev said, are you hungry, Tony? I won't tell you that I've been making Cornish pasties and a pasty pie. They're still hot from the oven.
Oh.
So just round this corner on the left, there is a lovely little emporium called the Corn Store. It's lovely. It's full of so many lovely knickknacks. Nothing you could ever actually need, but for things that you think, oh, I quite like one of those. Lots of drawers to open and close, like I love doing in shops. But this area that we're going through in Pulborough now, it's fields either side, but it floods. If you know the area, honestly.
South Downs, isn't it?
Yeah, South Downs.
Yeah.
And we've been high up in the South Downs, driving the other way towards this, and we thought the whole area had totally flooded and that we wouldn't be able to get through. But yeah, it looks lush and green, and then you get a bit of rain and it just floods. really lovely though. Really lovely area. Stephen Lyons said, hello from Lisbon in Northern Ireland. I'm late to the journey, but you're here.
Hello.
Hello. Coffee flavoured apple said, I never knew Kias were that roomy. Pretty amazing, eh?
They're not, but you should see the size of the trailer.
Peter Lafleur said, yes, we got stuck where the humpback bridge was with flooding. Ah, so you remember it, you know it as well then, Peter, obviously. Nicholas Bell said, very good fish and chips in Selsey, a coastal village famous for delicious edible crabs and tornadoes. Yes, indeed. So, Nicholas, our dilemma when we get down there, the best dilemma to have, is what takeaway are we going to have tonight? So, fish and chip wise, you've got Den's in the high street and then the East Beach fish and chip shop, which was cracking.
Yeah, the East Beach one is really good.
Oh, really, really good. Not that I eat fish, but the chips are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Or we might go for an Indian takeaway. The new Magna has been changed hands now, new owners.
Really?
But we like one on East Beach as well. I know none of you really need to hear this, but I'm so looking forward to our takeaway tonight. Yeah, and tornadoes too. That coastline, we've seen water spouts looking out to sea before there, and there are a couple of sort of information boards that talk about when a tornado hit there. I can't remember when. I'm going to say the 80s, but I'm probably wrong. But I remember seeing an item once on the One Show, and they were talking about how the little schools in Selsey, I think there were only a couple, but they teach the children what to do in case of a tornado. Charlie Manson has put Emporium, also known as a male torture area. Hours of praying your partner doesn't buy any more tact. Very good. Probably very true. Coffee flavoured apples laughed at that. And Stephen Lyons said, was the Kia your first EV?
Yes. Yes, I had a plug-in hybrid before this one. But the same car, just a plug-in hybrid.
Peter Lafleur said, hard to choose. Den's is quite good. Magna was brilliant under the previous owner. Totally agree there, Peter. That used to be our stop off on the way down. We often used to come to Selsey after work, and we'd phone when we used to be on the motorway. As soon as I saw Chichester Cathedral in the distance, the spire of the cathedral, I think now is the time to phone through the takeaway. And phone signal permitting, I'd phone up the Magna and we'd drive through, pick it up and on we'd go. Perfect. And if it was a bit earlier, sometimes we'd phone through to the Riviera, and Tony was a big fan of the Riviera burger, weren't you, Tony?
Yeah.
But it's now called the Boulevard and the menu's changed and
I know what you lot are doing. Keep talking about food when you know that I'm hungry.
Right, Pip. A little grumble. It was like, you're hungry. You're hungry. Elizabeth Bicknell said, thank you for taking us on your journey, you lovely couple. With a kiss. That's very kind of you, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining us. Charlie Manson said, what to do on a tornado? Hold your kids tight. Or hold on tight, kids. Charlie Manson said, I'm putting the kettle on. Tea or coffee, anyone? Florida Driver said, watch it, guys. He's going to put us all in the back of the trailer. So we're going through somewhere called Bury now. Driving over the South Downs soon. You have to really we've been in cars journey before where you have to really get your speed up at the beginning of the hill because it's so steep, isn't it? But it doesn't seem to be much of an issue with this car. I don't know, is that because it's electric?
Yeah, it's instant power when you got an electric car. Charlie's Farm Shop, we've just gone by on the right, which sells raw milk. I'll have you know. Auntie Trev said, Sounds healthy.
you probably just noticed the signal went again. Well, you might not have done, but we're back now. This is the steep hill. Florida Driving said to Charlie, you wouldn't really be able to see it from here, but the view from here, the top of the South Downs, is incredible. Just miles of absolutely beautiful English countryside, and in the distance you can see out to sea. It's absolutely stunning. And it's one of those things, it's such a shame, because when you're driving you miss some of these beautiful views. So we're coming up to a roundabout now, and there's a turn off for Arundel Castle. On the right there's an area where you might be able to see it, loads of motorbikes. If you come back this way on a Sunday, it is absolutely full of bikers. Yeah, Arundel Castle is off to the left, absolutely beautiful. So is the town, really gorgeous. Florida Drive-In said, I do have some apple cinnamon cookies if anybody wants. And Floral Gardener said, I've got enough cupcakes for everyone, help yourselves.
Yeah.
Auntie Trev said, I know Bury, there's a big hill there. That's it, we've just been over it. MALDF, I don't know if that's Malgef. Hi from West Yorkshire. Hi there. Nicholas Bell said, when you get to the seafront on such a calm evening, the view, sunset and the gentle waves will make it all worth the drive. Could not agree with you more, Nicholas. Absolutely. Charlie Manson said, I've got a couple of cooked sausages left from earlier. Sorry, Tony, but it's sausage sandwich time for me. nice salad later, Tone.
Yeah.
And a cup of tap water with a squirt of lemon, as it's Friday. Mike and Francis said, do you work for yourself, Tony, or are you an employee of a cab company?
No, I work for myself. Self-employed, and I'm quite picky with what jobs I take as well.
And we're now going through Slindon. Hi, it's Mal GF. You know when I just said, is it Mal GF or Mal? So yeah, they've come back and said, hi, it's Mal GF. Just bought myself an EV, a Volvo C40 twin motor. Wow, mate, it doesn't half shift.
Yeah.
40H-BHP. Scares me this, but I love it.
I think that is the thing with EVs. They are so quick off the mark. Even like the little ones are just, there's no gears. They're just instant power.
Mike and Francis said, would you take on a long distance job?
Yeah.
What's the longest distance job you've done, love?
Oh, I don't know.
Cambridge, London, Cambridge.
London, Cambridge, yeah, maybe. Yeah, if the money matched, yeah.
I think one of the things that that you've said before is you can have a long distance, but sometimes you lose money because you have to come back for no money.
Yeah.
Something like that, isn't it? So it halves it. So you may have seen the sign just then, but this area we're going through is all part of the South Downs National Park. And beautiful it is too. Mike and Francis said, it's always about the money, with a laughy face. Stephen Lyons said, I have a 2015 Zoe with 60 miles range and it shifts whatever speed it still pulls and costs so little to run.
60-mile range?
I think
As
I've
in
read
60?
that. Yeah, I've a 2015 Zoe with 60 miles range and it shifts whatever speed. Whoops. Sorry, my screen flickered then. It still pulls and costs so little to run. Charlie Manson said that motorbike got far. Auntie Trev said, I know Slindon Woods too. Denman's Gardens coming up, a National Trust property. I've never been there, but I'd like to go. Mark Lavis said, I think Stephen missed a. Peter Lafleur said, when you get to the Ness roundabout at Tangmere, look up at the bridge and give me a beep. Oh, are you there?
Where?
The next bridge at Tangmere, look up at the bridge and give me a beep.
It's only just there, isn't it?
Oh, we're going to be looking out for you. Stephen Lyons said, yes, 60 miles, under 50 miles in winter, but Northern Ireland is only 90 miles wide.
Shit.
Labelled Apple says, I'm talking myself into a EV Fiat 500 or a EV Mini, and shouldn't because it's not very EV friendly around my neck of the woods. What area is your neck of the woods? Coffee flavoured apples? So there's a roundabout coming up with a bridge. So Tony won't be looking because he's driving, and we can actually see people walking across that bridge now, and someone actually standing there. I wonder if that's you, Peter.
So I think whoever it is got a camera out, I think.
If it is, well, I'm going to give you a wave. We're coming up now behind that little beige car. If that's you, hey, if that was you, Peter, that was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. Coffee flavoured apples, Chesterfield. Hey. I wonder if anyone thought we were bibbing them. Other drivers, they might be really paranoid, thinking, what's he doing? Is it an Audi driver bibbing me? I wonder if you can put photos in that.
I don't think you can.
Oh, because that would have been quite funny, wouldn't it? Mike and Francis said the thing about EVs is that batteries have a finite life and will have to be changed down the line. That will be expensive, but the dealers won't mention it. And Florida Driving said, yeah, you confused other drivers probably. Shame on you. Honestly, that was so cool. If that was Peter, that was really so unexpected and really great. So if this had been a Friday night, I would have been on the phone now to the new Magna, because I can see the Chichester Cathedral spire in the distance. Mal GF said, regarding cost to charge my EV, just change my Octopus tariff to a nighttime EV rate. Now costs around £8.57 per kilowatt, which works out at less than 3p a mile to power the car.
That's really good, that price, that is really good. got to say, since I've had my car, the prices have gone up so much. They've probably quadrupled, because they were really cheap when I first got this car, of how to run it and everything. But they've obviously fuel prices and all that have gone up, and that affects this as well.
Peter Lafleur said, I only live near that bridge. Been so good watching this drive. And yes, that was me in the grey tracksuit. Yay. Andrew Wassail said, hi from, I might pronounce this wrong, Andrew, sorry, Bewdley in Worcestershire. Used to use the A27 for my work back in the late 80s, early 90s, but it's changed a lot. And Male GF said, Tony, £8.57 kilowatt to charge, 8.57 pence kilowatt to charge. I've probably done that wrong, haven't I? 8.57p to charge.
That's really good. Really, really good.
Stephen Lyon said, cars are just expensive no matter what they run on.
It's funny though, I don't even look at fuel prices no more. Going past petrol stations, I just don't even bother looking. And that was one of the things I was always looking at.
It's funny though, isn't it? It's when you don't use it. It's like we used to smoke, and I knew how much every type of packet of fags cost. But I couldn't tell you how much a packet of cigarettes was now, because we just never do it. So it must be the same with petrol, really, isn't it? Mal Giaf said, yeah, correct. I like that vanny thing in front of us. Like camper van. It's always heavy traffic here, but it does move, doesn't it?
Yeah, all it is just the roundabout. It ain't never an accident or anything, it's just weight of traffic.
So this is working out really well, because it's 3:45 now-ish.
Yep.
So we can check in from 4. So no hanging around. Mark Lavis said, when you don't look at the petrol prices, you get to spot more cyclists jumping red lights.
I'm sure it was about £1.8, £1.9 when last time I used to put petrol in.
Mike and Francis said, lovely sharp pictures. Emma A said, it would be good to see some merch from you soon.
That's in the pipeline. There is something coming. I'll put that on a proper video shortly. A little bit of merchandise that I've got planned.
Florida Driving said, I like how drivers in both lanes have taken to the sides to make way for the motorcycles. And Peter Lafleur said, traffic in Chichester is bad now.
It's a busy place.
Mike and Francis said, I hate sitting behind anything that blocks my view down the road.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, neither, to be honest.
Mark Lavis said, always a German car t-shirt for me, please.
We're going to start off small. We're going to start off with some mugs and see how it goes from there. Then the t-shirts and all that sort of stuff might come along afterwards.
Coffee flavoured apple said, I do get a good laugh when my brother goes past petrol stations and says £3.42 per litre for the diesel. Robin bastards looks at the fuel gauge. Oh, bollocks, I need the diesel. Almost Last Jedi said, I've got a BMW, I want one of those mugs. Peter Lafleur said, see some classics just before you got to me, a Merc straddling both lanes.
That's the norm, isn't it? Yes, the new merchandise will be just some mugs with my new profile picture and with always an Audi written on the other side of it. As I say, that when we get them, there'll be a video showing you where you can buy them.
So we're coming up to the Bognor Road roundabout. Bognor the first turn in, Pagham the next, Portsmouth, and then round to Chichester. So we go off on the... Do we go off on the Pagham one or the Bognor one?
What?
On that roundabout sign.
We go to the Chichester one.
Oh.
Sorry, the Portsmouth one even.
Okay.
A27.
Oops, hold on a moment, let me pick my phone up. Simon Mitchener said, how about a thermographic mug? Shouldn't to start with just a set of red lights, and then when you put the hot liquid in, a cyclist having gone through. Mike and Francis said, what, a mug shot on a mug? Stu J said, just got a dash cam, we'll be sending you clips of the idiots around the West Country.
Cool, look forward to that.
That's nice.
I have got loads of clips to get through actually. I'm so far behind on what the viewers have sent me, what you guys have sent me. I've got a load of clips, probably maybe 3 videos worth. So that's to come. Just finding the time to do it.
Peter Lafleur said, watch out at this one. I've had someone pull out on me there from the Pagham Road and smash into me.
It's a fast roundabout actually, isn't it? You have to be a bit nippy to get out on this one.
Simon Mitchener said, if I'd have known you were in my neck of the woods, about 20 miles away, I would have hired an Audi to have fun. Florida Driving said, I like a good car magnet, not sticker. Charlie Manson said, I've got a clip from when a Volvo came from lane 1 to 3 and hit me on the M1 a month or so back. The car's still being repaired. That doesn't sound good, does it?
No.
Milstead on movies. I might sit on Chiswick High Road for 5 minutes filming all the cyclists going through reds for you. You'll have over an hour of footage. I used to work on the Chiswick High Road and we used to live just down the road from there. Know it well. Mike and Francis said, what other car makes get on your goat?
Anything German. And obviously the Fiat 500's getting up there and all.
Oh, don't upset coffee flavoured apples now.
Should just have to get the mini instead.
Okay. Auntie Trev said, what does a red bar by the side of a comment mean?
I don't know.
I haven't a clue.
No, I've not seen it. I'm obviously not watching the phones.
And I can't see a red bar on any of the comments, but
Who's had that then?
don't know. But Auntie Trev wants to know. Charlie Manson and Fiat 500.
Definitely them.
Mark Lavis said, Minis are German as well, laugh out loud. Almost Last Jedi said, Mini is made by BMW. And Mike and Francis said, I drive a Vauxhall Insignia. So if you could pick any car, Tone, excuse me, if you could pick any car, if it was any car of all time, what would you have?
Oh.
And if you could only have a car that was round about now, what would you have?
I always wanted a Capri when I was a youngster. Always wanted a Capri.
With a go faster tripe?
Yeah, absolutely.
What colour one?
Oh, it didn't really matter, to be honest.
Starsky and Hutch styley. Red with a white one.
No, I always fancied a Capri. Ended up with a Cortina back in the day.
So, and then if you could have any car now, only of cars that are out now, what would you have?
Oh, I haven't got a clue, to be honest.
One of them like Volkswagen
I like
surfy camper vans.
Yeah, maybe something different like that.
Or one of them Range Rovers.
I do like driving vans and stuff like that because you're a little bit higher up. You can see further up in front of you.
What about them mini mortgage Range Rovers? They're high up.
They are. They are. They're quite nice as well, actually.
So Charlie Manson said, I've got to go in 5 minutes. Up and Down is starting his 25-hour charity stream on YouTube, and want to be there from the start to cheer him on.
Up and Down?
It says UPN Down. Up and Down, yeah. Peter Lafleur said, Selsey roundabout, only 11 miles. Dennis Pocock said, oh dear, you stuck on the A27?
Yep, indeed. Well, we're just coming off of it now.
And Mike and Francis said, good to hear, no anti-Vauxhall comments yet. Charlie Manson said, which Mark Cortina? I love my Mark III.
What was it? Was it a 5? Was it a 4?
Was it the blue one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it was a 4. Quite square.
Beige inside, I think.
Yeah.
Charlie Manson said Tony secretly wants an Audi Q7.
Don't get me wrong, I really like Audi cars. Drivers I'm not that keen on, but the cars are really nice.
Florida Drive-In said, that's one reason I drive an SUV. I don't like being too close to the road. Peter Lafleur said to Dennis, yeah, I was there earlier, but the traffic was moving well. Coffee flavoured apples. No, the 500 comment was a fair comment. I'm more leaning towards a Skoda Fabia. And did Tony just call me a she? I'm a man.
Sorry.
Auntie Trev, it's one of my comments. Oh, I feel like we're on the home straight now. Selsey Road. All right, pippity pip. Good girl.
I think she needs out, doesn't she, as well?
Yeah, she does. She's had enough, haven't you, sweetheart? You've been a good girl. Charlie Manson. Kitch is a car mechanic. Hubnut, furious driving, etc. will be appearing too. Milstead on the move said, "Can Tony smell the fish and chips yet?" So we're just going through Huntston. You can walk along by the canal all the way to Chichester from Huntston. It's quite a nice walk. Almost Last Jedi said, "I'm leaving in 30 minutes with the girlfriend to drive from from Nottingham to Barry Island, Cardiff. Hopefully I'll get some decent footage. Not that I'm wishing for drama. Well, as long as I'm not involved."
Say hello to Gavin and Stacey for us.
Say hello to Uncle Bryn from me and Pamela. Auntie Trev said, "That roundabout Sue just went through, where the shops are, gives me the shudders. I used to work for Curry's and broke down on the roundabout in a 5-ton truck on an August bank holiday Sunday. Absolute nightmare, I bet it was."
Yeah.
Coffee flavoured apples said, "No worries, the 500 and Mini are feminine vehicles, so I get where you're coming from."
I was putting 2 and 2 together there and coming up with 5, wasn't I?
Craig Stratton said, "One group of drivers I surprised you never seem to have trouble with is the DPD delivery drivers. They seem insane near me."
I've had a couple of incidents with them, and they are on the channel, a couple of them, but yeah, not that many.
Charlie said, "Have a great weekend. Sorry I'm going to miss your arrival by a few minutes. Thanks for taking us along for the drive. Have a lovely afternoon and weekend watching."
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Oh, forgot about that. So Peter said, "Car boot on at Huntston tomorrow morning if you like a car boot." Now, we've never done that, Pete. We've often seen it there, but I'm collecting clocks.
Yeah.
And that would be ideal to go along to. Thank you for that reminder. Nice little tip, Peter. Auntie Trev said the red bar meant that the text was too long. I see. So that's why I get you. Yeah. That's good to know, Auntie Trev. Thank you. So this, just on the left, there's a house surrounded by a massive hedge and trees. Can't imagine what it must be like to cut that hedge. But I always used to think, you see it's got an amazing drive down and a big white house at the end. You know, I just sort of think, I'd love to know who was lucky enough to live there. And on your left here, there is a, like, crazy golf place, where it looks like it's like jungle themed. Been there a couple of times. Went with my daughter and we had a lovely time once. There's a lot of nature conservation in the area. There's the Pagham Harbour area. I think it's owned and managed by the RSPB, but they made a lovely lookout where you often see, they've made this, it's like a big hut on stilts, isn't it, where you often see the twitchers looking out over the harbour when the sea comes in and out. It's really nice and lovely to walk round. Lots of little sheep in the field. Oh. If if you ever come to this part of the woods by public transport, the nearest train is Chichester, and then you get the 51 bus from Chichester into Selsey, and it goes along this road. And wow, the speed they pick up, you know, when you know a road really well, it's like, you know, you drive extra fast, and it always feels like that. It can be a bit of a white knuckle ride sometimes. The anchor pub's in front of us. It's got railings outside. I think on this bend cars have gone into it a couple of times.
Gone straight into the pub. Yeah.
And Peter said he took his boy to the Crazy Golf place on Monday, and to be fair, it was good for the price. Yeah, I thought it was good. It's one on my list to go back again to one day, definitely. Little petrol station on the right here, which was the only one in the area until Asda got a base in Chichester, which in Selsey. Again, that was a really big deal at the time. So we're going through Siddlesham at the moment. But yeah, so yeah, I suppose like anywhere, it was like one of the biggest, you know, major supermarkets, and when it came to Selsey, it was a big, you know, it was like Marmite. There were people very for, very against. Coffee Flavoured Apple said, I cycle to work, and the two groups that terrify me are taxis and mums in the murder wagons. I'm not asking for 1.5 metres of space, just half a lane's width, definitely not 5 centimetres of space. Well, I take my hat off to you for cycling anywhere on roads. Scary.
Yeah, I used to do it years ago. Wouldn't do it again now though. Too many nutters on the road.
So we just went by Mill Lane, and if you go down to Mill Lane, there's a lovely, at the end of Mill Lane, there's a lovely little pub called, oh crikey, Crab and Lobster. Oh, for goodness, it might not be the Crab and Lobster. I think it is. We had a drink outside there once, didn't we? When we had a walk round Pagham Harbour near Church Norton. It was lovely. Peter Lafleur said, you said you come down here a lot. Did you ever used to go to the Windmill Club on Montland Crescent before you got to Bun Leisure? No, we didn't. We used to have a caravan on Bun Leisure on West Sands for about 11 years. But we haven't got it anymore. But we still love to visit. So that was Pagham Harbour Nature Reserve that we just went by, that I mentioned, and just on your left, which you probably can't see because it's quite high up, is the little lookout, and the Twitchers Lookout to the right, where the tide comes in and out, and you get an awful lot of birds. Obviously, they wouldn't be there, would they, otherwise? When we first came to Selsey, the thing that I loved about the little high street, there were no chains. I think there was a Budgin and a Co-op, they were the chains, but all the other shops were all tiny little independents. And I loved the variety. You had every takeaway that you needed, a wall shop and a tattoo parlour. And I just loved the fact that it seemed to cater for everyone. Never got a tattoo, but I didn't mind doing knitting. And a jolly nice bakery that I believe is closing down. It's a little, the old piggery farm shop that we've gone by. Looks like it's got a takeaway pizza van in there, which is quite cool. That when you go through Huntston on a Friday night, I'm sure they have a regular fish and chip van as well that comes outside a pub called the Spotted Cow. Really, really good for locals. Twisty turny roads to Selsey. We always used to think it or feel like it had its own little microclimate. Sometimes you could be in Selsey and it would be sunny, and you'd turn around and look towards Chichester and the South Downs, and you could see it raining. I think it might be Bognor that gets the most sunlight for the whole of the UK. So that's only down the road. So that's probably why. But they do a cracking deal on solar panels round this way. So it's another little roundabout. Oh, another new housing development going up there. Oh wow. Just gone by the Selsey Wave, which is like a big, I don't know if it's copper, big metal wave as you come in at the roundabout, basically. Peter said that he had a van on West Sands from when I was young, early 80s, until 2010, when he moved down here, and I was in Petworth beforehand. So we actually got our caravan that we haven't got anymore. We got ours in 2010. So as you left, we joined. You'll remember, Peter, that there was a police station just on your left, right, that we've gone by. That's not a police station now. It's just a house. No permanent police presence in Selsey anymore. And Andrew Wassell said, my first car was a Mark III Cortina 2000E, which the previous owner had fitted with Capri Mark III alloys. Bodie and Doyle, the professionals. Lovely car until some tow rag nicked it and wrote it off. Oh, that
was the trouble with them cars. They were so easy to open up and get into.
So we're just coming along. The new Magna Tandoori restaurant, still there. Ooh. In the window it said something about Elvis.
Uh-huh.
New charity shop open. We should be paying that a visit this weekend.
You will.
I didn't even look to see if the wall shop was still there. Head down. Bakery's closed. So on the right was the Riviera, now called the Boulevard. It's kind of the must-go-to place that everyone goes to in Selsey. And the Seal pub on the right. Very nice food there too. Milstead on the Move, he said, thanks for sharing your journey. This cheered me up immensely as I've been working from home. Looking forward to the next uploads. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much. And Peter just said, yeah, and the old Barclays, which is now a restaurant. I've heard that. Is it? I think it might be an Italian. I'm not sure. But I shall find out later. I'll make it my mission. So, just coming up ahead now is the Selsey Bill. The bill being the That's the name of the peninsula that we're coming up to. There used to be a pub where this for sign sale is on the left. Or, no, maybe further back was the Selsey Bill pub. I think they referred to it in a Madness song. But anyway, right ahead you can see the sea. The tide, yay! Tide's out because you can see a little bit of land. People get stuck there because they think, oh, we can walk out and stay there, but you know, you really can't. You really shouldn't.
Should we go in?
If I think you have to pay now, but
Yeah,
you
we
could.
can park there behind and
Yeah,
in that spot.
it's. So. Someone just came on but deleted the message. It's Shadow or it's 5 Shadow who's driving, but they've gone now. Rick Matic 1985 said, good afternoon, a little late to the stream, just finished work. Hope you're doing well, Tony and Mrs. Where are we heading today? From your yodeling expert, Richard from Halifax.
All right, Richard. Hope you're doing well.
So we've come from Sutton to Selsey, and we've just arrived at Selsey Bill. And Peter said Riviera gone downhill when I last went. Have to agree with you there, Peter. But we might test it again this time.
Right, I'm gonna take cradle.
Okay.
Take it to.
Yep, it's all right.
Sounds a lot windier than what it is, but just over there is the Isle of Wight. I cannot see a thing on my phone, by the way, and over there is Portsmouth. Right, and that's where we're going to leave it. Let me get back in the car because I can't see the screen at all. Yeah, so that's where we're going to leave it, guys. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Nice one. Thanks for everyone for watching. And I'll catch you on the next one, which is in a couple of days' time, coming back home, I guess. See ya. Bye for now.